Hi everyone, this is Susie with Creative Cafe, and I am going to do a tutorial on how I made my Olde Curiosity Shoppe mini album. I am going to start with the box. That will probably be in a video by itself, and then in a second video I will probably show you how I attach the flap and get it on there, and then a third video on the inserts. So anyway, here we go. For the box, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, and I'm going to use black. I'm actually going to do this album in the ABC primer. I had a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do it in, and that is what I decided to go ahead and do it in. So it will be in the Graphic 45's ABC primer paper collection. And so I chose black for my box. You'll need 2 pieces cut, and they're going to be identical. You're going to do them the exact same way, and you're going to want them to be 10 by 9.5. And once you have got your 10 by 9.5 piece, 2 pieces that you need cut of your cardstock, you're going to want to take it on the 9.5 inch side, and you're going to want to move it over either a half inch going this way to the inside, or you can just slide down your other corner down at 9. But either way, you're just scoring a ½ inch. You're going to have a ½ inch hangover from your score line. Okay, and that's on your 9.5 inch side. Once you get that scored, you're simply going to want to turn it, and on the other 3 sides you want to move it over at 1 inch or down to 8 on the other end, but you're going to score, and at 1 inch there you want 1 inch hangover there where you have scored, and you're just going to do the other 3 sides the exact same way. Okay, and once you've got them all scored on both pieces of your cardstock, you want to take and you want to fold your score lines in. And I usually just crease mine first, and then it helps sometimes for the cardstock not to fray, because sometimes cardstock has a hard time about fraying just a little bit as you bend it. You can hardly eliminate that on some paper, but anyway, that helps it somewhat. Then on your ½ inch piece that you have scored, you want to take, and I'm using ½ inch scoring tape, but you can use your glue or your red sticky strip, or excuse me, anything you want. And I'm just running it down right at the edge, and I'm going to take that off and just stick it down. Get it over here where I can get that off. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick it down. Okay, and what that does is that actually creates a spot where it's not a raw edge. And anyway, I learned that from Kathy Orta. Always want to give her credit for that, because ever since I've seen her do that, I use it all the time. So then once you get that stuck down, on the opposite end of that is your 1 inch score line, and you're going to want to take your scissors, and going up to the score line you want to take your scissors and you're just trimming up to the score line. You're not going any farther than that. Okay, so, and then once you get those little flaps cut up to the score line, take you some sticky strip or glue, whichever you prefer. And since I have this just real close, I'm just going to use it. I'm going to put that there. The one thing I like about scoring tape, and the reason why I use it so much, is it's just so easy to rip. You don't have to stop and grab the scissors and you know, cut that. So, but I know a lot of times it's not as easy to find. I think more places are carrying it now than they used to, but used to it was just so hard to find you couldn't even find the scoring tape. Then once you get it with your tape on there, just take it to the inside of your inch. My hands are probably in the way. But what you're doing is you're just taking it to the inside of your other flap there, your inch flap, and you're just going to close it in like this. So this is what it looks like. And then you'll have two pieces that will just be identical to this. Okay, and if you have a little glue or tape, I usually just clip it a little. I don't want it on the inside of my box, which is where it's going to land here directly. But anyway, that's what it looks like. And like I said, I already cut the other one, so it's ready. Now, to attach my box together, it's going to be attached just like this. And so, I am using sticky strip. That's what I have chose to use all the way around, and I just made it continuous. I've used a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch. Now, if you would rather, you can use the glue. You can just, you know, use whatever adhesive you like. But that's just what I like to use. I like it to be good and held together. So, I'm just going to strip that off. Get the 1/2 inch off here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to inset it in this box, and I'm probably going to have to, I may be out of the camera frame a little, but I want this to get in here, and I want it to be nice and even. So I'm just setting it in the box, getting it closed up there. And then I've got this side, and I just worked my sides. I try not to get it all stuck at once. I want to work my sides. Now I'm going to work this back side, and I want it to get stuck in there all the way, and I just press it down. And then I've got this end here, and I'm really gonna come out of the camera a little bit because I really want this stuck in here, so, and I want it to be where it needs to be there. So sometimes when you're working kind of tedious here, you just have to have it right to you to be able to get it stuck where you want it. Okay, so there I am, and there's my box, and as you can see, it's nice and it's flat. And it might be easier if you don't work a lot with scoring tape. It might be easier if you were to just use glue, because then you could kind of shift it and move it around a little bit. You know, that would be my suggestion. So, anyway, there is my box. And as you can see, I have no raw edges here. So that just works so perfectly. That was a tip I had gotten from her, and I'm so glad that I did. So anyway, there's the box. Now, for the flap, if you want to go ahead and get your stuff ready for the second video, what you are going to need is, you're going to need a piece of 8x8 cardstock. You're going to need a piece of cardstock that is an 8 by 8 3/4. And then what you're going to do on your 8 3/4 side, you're going to score it either 3/4 inch over, so that you have 3 inches in between your score line and the end of your paper, or you can slide this end down to 8 and just score. Either way, you want the inside to be an 8 by 8, and you want 3/4 inch to be a flap. Now, I chose to use cardstock or chipboard on my album. I like the sturdiness of having extra chipboard on my box. So, I have two pieces that are cut 8 by 8. And anyway, that is what I will be using on my box when I attach the flap on and on the back side of the box. So, you don't have to use this. You know, I just like using it because of the sturdiness that it gives me of the box. It helps that be nice and firm. So, anyway, that will be what you need for the next part 2 of this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching.